Easter dinner. As soon as I stepped inside, 12 relatives were sitting in a silent circle, and right in the middle was an empty chair placed exactly as if it had been waiting only for me. I paused for a moment right at the doorway and looked at everyone. No one smiled to welcome me, no movement, just this strange silence that immediately started sinking into me. My mother said softly, "Sit down." But there was no warmth in her voice, none of that usual family dinner comfort. It was cold, like everything had already been decided before I even walked in. I looked at that empty chair, and a strange thought crossed my mind. Is this for me? Or for someone else? Or maybe this is some setup I haven't figured out yet. I slowly went and sat down. The moment I took the chair, my heartbeat picked up. 45 minutes. Yes, a full 45 minutes of just sitting and listening. No one even started eating, just talking. But those weren't normal conversations, they were about me. My mother suddenly said, "We need to talk to you." And then that sentence, that cold sentence that changed everything. "We've decided that you always misunderstand everything." I laughed. Yeah, I actually did, a small laugh, but it was breaking from the inside. Misunderstand. I said quietly. Or maybe you just don't want to understand me. The room got even quieter. My brother looked down. My sister started rotating her glass like she wasn't even part of this conversation. Then my mother said, "Just listen." And I did. 45 minutes. Every word felt like it was pressing down on my chest, every sentence making me smaller. And I just sat there, in front of that empty chair, like I was on trial. One thought kept looping in my mind. Is this dinner or an interrogation? Then suddenly my mother said, "Let's play the recording." I looked up. Recording? What recording? No one answered. An old speaker was turned on. And then, that sound. My heart stopped. It was my therapy session recording. Without my permission. I immediately looked at my mother. "You recorded my therapy." She smiled faintly, like it was nothing serious. "We just wanted to hear the truth." Truth? Or my vulnerability? And then it played. 14 people sitting silently in the room. And me, like I had been pulled into another world. For 45 minutes I heard everything, my own voice, my own tears, my own fears. And it was all playing in front of my family. I placed my hand on the table, gripping it tightly because I felt like I might collapse. And then that moment came. 1:10:19. My voice in the recording stopped, and so did the room. Everything froze. Just that silence, screaming louder than anything else. I whispered, "Why did you do this?" My mother didn't answer. Just that cold stare, like I was a stranger sitting at their table. Something broke inside me in that moment. But I didn't scream. I didn't cry. I just stood up. And I said, "You all invited me here so you could use my own voice against me." Silence. I looked around the room, and then memories started hitting me. The day I started my first job in New York. A tiny apartment, a coffee machine that never worked properly. And those nights at 3 a.m. wondering if I was enough. PTA meetings where I always showed up alone. Book club nights where women talked about their perfect lives while I just smiled and listened. Girls' nights out that were supposed to feel like therapy but only reminded me how tired I was. And my sister, always the perfect daughter. Her kids at my parents' house every weekend. Little league games, birthday parties, soccer practice. And my daughter? She just watched. I once said, "She wants to spend time with you too." And the answer was, "You're strong, you don't need help." Strong, was that my punishment? I took a deep breath. And looked at my mother. "Do you think I'm weak?" No answer. I said quietly, "You recorded my therapy without permission, and used it against me." I pushed my chair back. "I sat in your courtroom for 45 minutes, now it's my turn." They all looked at me. I said softly, "You all built a narrative, that I'm always fine, always strong, so I don't need anyone." I looked at my mother. "But you never asked what I am on the inside." Silence. I thought about my daughter, sitting there, probably not fully understanding but definitely feeling everything. I said, "You brought me here to prove I'm flawed, but you forgot I'm human." I picked up my keys. "I can't stay here anymore." My mother said, "Wait." I didn't. I just said, "What you did today doesn't save relationships, it breaks them." And I walked out. Cold air, suburban American street, soft glow of streetlights. Standing by my car, I closed my eyes for a moment. My hands were shaking. But my heart felt lighter in a strange way. That night I went to my best friend's house. She brought coffee and sat next to me without asking anything. I just said, "They recorded my life." She laughed. "What? Seriously?" And then I cried, for the first time. She said, "You did the right thing, honestly." And those words started putting me back together. The next day I went to the gym. Walking on the treadmill felt like breathing again. I got Starbucks coffee, drove slowly, and for the first time I didn't feel crushed. And my daughter, she looked at me and said, "Mom, are we okay?" I gently touched her head. "Way better than okay." And I actually smiled for the first time. Because now I wasn't waiting for anyone's validation. I was just taking myself back. If this story touched you in any way or made you reflect, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Your support truly means a lot and helps us create more meaningful stories like this. Thank you so much for watching and being part of this journey.